might be in trouble if I'm already winded and just go with the road.
Maybe. And it's going to be a steep one today. Alrighty. Here we are. Started today's hike going Snake Den Ridge up to the AT. Then we'll head north on the AT over to Low Gap Trail and back down to Cosby Campground. Something to remember if you do this hike is that you have to hike at the bottom of the campground. You have to park at the bottom of the campground and then hike up to it's campsite B51. Puts it about 4/10 of a mile that you'll need to add on when you're figuring out your mileage for the day. For us, actual trail miles is going to be 12.2, so a little over 12 and a half miles total for the day. First section of the trail is going to be probably the easiest uphill section. It's got a good bit of grade. It's a wide old road bed. Our second trail in a row where we've spotted turkeys right at the beginning of the trail. And coming up the road today, there was probably another 20 young ones that just hatched this year. They are out everywhere.
Something over Smokies. What's that say?
This is Miss Ella Costner. The poet laureate of the Smokies. 1894, June of 82. And there's a couple of books she has out that should still be able to find, but they have poems about living in this area, what it's like here in the mountains, and then some poems about some of the, I guess, old tales of the Smokies. Just past the cemetery, we get to a loop where the road ends. And here is where a real trail begins. We've reached a viewpoint here on the side of Snake Den Mountain. And see Inadu Mountain coming down there. In the distance there's Cosby Knob. And right there is Low Gap. And we'll be hiking all the way around over to that gap. And that'll be our route down. Holy crap. This is steep and hot. Really steep and hot. Looks like we might be hiking in a little bit of clouds today. So we have finally made it up high enough that we are actually walking in the clouds. Freaking cool. With Madron Bald Trail. It's not the end of our climb. Still got 7/10 to go. But it's where we're going to have lunch. Oh, white blazes. I've been waiting to see that. And now we've made it up to the AT. Now we got 3.9 miles to the next shelter. Camel Gap. Gap Trail is looking just a little bit overgrown. We didn't have to come up that one. So 2.4 miles and 2.5, a little over 5 miles left to go. So we've made it down to the Cosby shelter. I think we're gonna take a little snack break here. Yes, there is a privy. Howdy. And we are at the last intersection of the day. Zoning up with the Low Gap Trail, and I have no idea what these flowers are. It is really sweet smelling here. Chipmunk. The Low Gap Trail now, it's our last section of trail. Turns out when we throw in the extra hike up to the trailhead just to get from the truck, and where mileages have been updated since my map and book were published, it's actually going to end up being 13.3 miles, which is just a little over a mile longer than what the maps had said. So, oh well. I'm probably going to fall while filming this. It's steep and rocky and downhill, but it's not as steep or rocky as the last section of the AT was. It's been pretty quiet today. We've only met 3 other people. I think you actually saw a couple of them there at the shelter here at Cosby Knob as we were walking up. Had a chat with them. It was a father and son that were doing a section hike from Klingman's Dome down to Davenport Gap. And they were just going shelter to shelter. Each night when they came to a shelter, they'd stop there, no matter how many miles they had done. So, and then the other person we met was Christina, who is the ridge runner for the Smokies. She works on the AT, and her job is to basically make sure everything's squared away along the AT and the shelters, replacing the log books, making sure everything's cleaned up, making sure people are taking care of the place like they're supposed to. So she does have to clean privies, get them straightened out. What else did she say she does? Checks permits for ones through hiking, ones that are staying at the shelters, things like that. So it was neat to run into her. And these last 2 hikes up to Charlie's Bunyan and this one today, we've run into people whose job it is to hike. And I'm really getting envious. Yeah, it's awesome living in this area and being able to come up here on my days off and do this. We get to spend time out in nature together. Man, if I could get paid for it, that would be the dream job. These are some absolutely massive tulip trees. A lot of places in the park you don't see trees this big because of the logging operations that took place. And up here, they were never touched. So, it's one of those things you got to really watch for. Here around the campground here in Cosby, there's all kinds of different connector trails. So, this one, both of these are the low gap trail. One of them goes that way to the campground, straight ahead. The other one turns right to go to hiker parking. Always make sure you're paying attention to your signs and know where you park and where you need to go. Yeah. It's getting pretty dark here, but I'm about to show y'all one of the most beautiful sights you could ever see on one of these trails. Just around this curve here. There it is. After 13.5 miles, there is no prettier sight than your truck to take you home.